Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Abba Shemel Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great mercy and do well. Salutations to the man of the hopeful and saints elect. There's a beloved brother Marcus out here in Trinidad just to do a quick edification through the Spirit, for the elect's sake. Alright, and I think maybe I'll just call this lesson effort. Alright, just want to bring out a few precepts real quick. The word effort, it actually goes back to late 15th century. It says laborious attempt, strenuous exertion, from French effort, from Old French efforts, force, impetuosity. It says strength, power, verbal noun from esforciere, force out, exert oneself, from vulgar Latin ex fortier, to show strength. Source of Latin sforza, from Latin ex out, cx, plus Latin fortis, strength, see fort. So basically the word strength comes from the Latin ex fortis, which means out, and strong, or out strength, put out strength. Basically effort, it actually comes from within. And in this case, the effort that we should have in this truth, because the scripture said bodily exercise or bodily strength profit little. All right, so we're not dealing with physical strength, we're dealing with mental strength. Because in the case of Epaphroditus, he was sick near unto death, and he did not have physical strength. What he had was mental strength, faith in Yahweh Shemel Shai, that made him went out to exert himself to do Yahweh Shemel Shai's will. All right, and I will forever quote that precept, Psalms 40 and 8. It said, I delight to do thy will. All right, as long as you had a love and a desire to do the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai's work, you will do it. You will find a way to do it. You wouldn't make excuses. You will do it. All right, you will do it. All right, and you have to exert yourself. True, you have to exert yourself physically also, because the scripture did say to present yourself as a living sacrifice, and presenting your body physically is a living sacrifice. But it begins mentally, and it all starts with faith and fear in Yahweh Shemel Shai. Isaiah 8 and 13, it says, sanctify the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. So the word effort means what? To put out strength. Just like educare, educate, it comes from within. All right, is what you have, and that you put in forward. All right, the knowledge that you acquire, and you bringing it out, you bringing it forth. All right, so the effort you have is what you have within you, that love, that desire for Yahweh Shemel Shai, you bring forth to do his will. All right, Ecclesiasticus 43 and 30 says, when you glorify Yahweh Shemel Shai, exalt him as much as you can. It says, for even yet will he far exceed, because you cannot thank the Lord enough. You don't thank the Lord for every day he provide oxygen for you. You don't thank the Lord for all the time you almost died and didn't know. You don't thank the Lord for those things. And the thing is, the Most High, Yahweh Shemel Shai, the Lord said it. He said, hey, wherever your right hand do, let your left hand know. All right? When you're doing good for something, the world don't need to know, because you know how much times, if you had an idea of how many times the Lord delivered you from death and you don't know, that just shows that when we do good, we shouldn't even look for praise and honor, because as the scripture says, earth and ashes is just pro. We can't do nothing. So if the Lord saved you from death so many times and didn't make it known to you, guess what? The little that you able to do for somebody, you shouldn't even talk about it. As we say here in the Caribbeans, you reproaching somebody, you shouldn't even make mention of it. All right? But it says, when you glorify Yahweh Shemel Shai, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet will he far exceed. And when he exalt him, put forth all your strength, put forth all your effort. it says, and be not weary, for you can never go far enough. You can never go far enough. You can never exalt Yahweh Hashem Yahushai enough. You can't. All right? The Lord will far exceed. So when you put in forth your strength, you put in forth that effort, exert yourself, go the distance. For Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he went the distance. He went the distance. He died just for us to receive this word and the chance of the hope of salvation. So yeah, go the distance. All right? This is Mark chapter 12 and verse 29. It says, and Yahushua answered him, the first of all commandments is this: Shema Yashala Yahweh Lahayana Yahweh Chad. Right, which is, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. It says, and thou shalt love, not might, thou shalt love Yahweh thy God with all your heart, not some, with all thy soul, not some. Not say, well, hey, watch now, we in this flesh, so I have to please the flesh at times, I have to enjoy this wicked will. Nah, that ain't the way it's about. We not this is not the time to, to enjoy life. Yes, the world was made for Israel's sake, and the name of the world means pleasure. But guess what? It is not pleasurable right now. The pleasure of the earth will be enjoyed in the coming kingdom. But right now it's time the Lord set us up to preach this doctrine. All right? It says, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength, with all your effort. It says this is the first commandment. So putting forth your effort into Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is law. It is law. It is the first commandment to put forth all your effort to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because he is thy Lord. Lord, go back to the word Baal, which means what? Master. He is your master. The Lord is your husband. Thy maker is thy husband. So serve your husband. Put forth your strength to please your husband. All right, put forth your strength to please your husband. This is Philippians chapter 4 and 13. It says, I can do all things through Mashiach, which strengtheneth me. So the Lord, actually, he puts the strength in you. He gives you the strength. He gave you the understanding, and he gave you that measure of faith. So therefore, don't waste the penny. You go out there and do the Lord's work. Stop procrastinating. Stop making excuses to do the Lord's work. All right? Just do it. Just do it. All right? Just do it. Guess what? Out of all the people, well, it says about 8 billion people on earth right now. Out of the 8 billion people on earth right now, the Lord didn't just only choose you to be an Israelite. The Lord chose you to be a part of the hopeful elect. You could have been an Elamite. You could have been a Moabite. Even worse, you could have been an Edomite, made to be taken and destroyed. You could have been an Edomite. But the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai not only chose you to be an Israelite of the chosen seed, he chose you to be an elect of the chosen, of hopeful elect. All right? So, put forth your mind. Don't hide that penny. Don't hide that penny. All right? This is Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 10. It says, if thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. Yeah, your strength is small. And that strength goes back to what? Your faith. Your faith small because you faith in adversity. As the scripture said, perfect love casteth out fear. And if love is not, and if you have fear, then love is not perfected. All right? Because when you catch in hell, is your spiritual strength, your effort, your desire to please Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is what actually makes you persevere, what actually makes you push on through. Your desire to please the Lord, to make it in the kingdom, and fear for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is what makes you push on. So if you don't push, you don't have fear, you don't have hope, you don't have faith. And all of those are small if a little adversity, because the scripture says, take my burden, for my burden is easy and my yoke is light. Whatsoever is brought upon you, take cheerfully. Scripture says, despise not the chastising of the Most High. Whatever we're going through is little. The scriptures talk about your light affliction. Your light affliction is nothing. Listen, let's read that. Romans chapter 8 and verse 18, it says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present times are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. It's not worthy. The sufferings of this time. So just knowing about the glory that we're going to inherit from the Lord, guess what? That should be enough to drive you to want to make it in the kingdom, because you're tired, you're sick and tired of this wicked place. And you know your only escape is through it. Not over it, not under it, not around it, but through it. Through it. Alright? As if for those who remember the original Mask with Jim Carrey, when he was in prison and the dog Milo was jumping up by the prison by the window to bring him the keys, he couldn't reach. And what Jim Carrey said, he said, put some effort into it. And this is what the Lord telling you. When you catching hell and you there moping and sighing and propping sorrow, the Lord telling you, hey, put some effort into it. Put some effort into it, because guess what? What we going through is nothing compared to what Yahushua went through. It's nothing what Yahushua went through. So put some effort into it. Put some strength. Put some desire into it. Alright? Put some desire into it. Right? Is the final precept here. This is Philippians chapter 2 and verse 12. It says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only. So not only in the presence of the apostles you're gonna be zealous, on the camera is zealous. It says, but now Psalms 101, it says, I will behave myself in my house in a perfect way. Alright? But now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Verse 13, it says, for it is Yahweh which worketh in you, both to will and to do his good pleasure. Alright, so now let's look up what will and do means. It says, is the Most High that do both worketh in you to will and to do. So let's look up the word will.
Strong's G 2309. Fellow.
Alright, to will, it says, have in mind, intend. Alright, to be resolved or determined to purpose. So it's the Most High that put that determination in you to do his will, to desire, to wish, to love. It goes back to love. Alright, you have to love the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But the Lord first, you have to put it in you. And when the Lord put it in you, then guess what? You abound on it. And the scripture says, 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 58, it's always abounding in the work of the Lord. It says, to like to do a thing, to be fond of, you have to be fond of doing this work. This work cannot be a chore or an obligation. This work have to be a desire to you. Alright? To take delight in, to have pleasure. Is the Lord putting it in you to both to will, to have pleasure to do and desire to do his will. And when you look up do,
Strong's G 1754.
Energeo. When it sounds like what? Energy. To do it is that energy, that effort. The Lord is who giving you that energy, that spiritual energy, and also will eventually come down to physical energy. All right, to be operative, to be at work, put forth power, effort. All right, to work for one, aid one, to effect, to display one's activity, show oneself operative. All right, that nobody have to force you to do this. Nobody don't have to force you to do this work. You have to love to do it. The Lord not only giving you the desire to do it, but also giving you the what?
Strong's G 1754.
The energy. All right, which literally sounds like energy, which probably energy goes back to that. All right, which gives you the energy to do it. Let's look up the word energy. Let's see what the word energy means. Energy, force of expression. All right, and energia, which basically, guess what? It says activity or work, energia. Right? Here it says energeo, and here it says what? Energia. All right, let's see if it goes. Any of those. All right, well, it doesn't say here, but here it says what? It's one of. Yes, so it does go back to energia, which is energy. And it says what? It says working efficiency. It says what? In the New Testament, use only of superhuman power, whether of God or of the devil. And we have that superhuman power, which is, as the scripture says, the earnest of our salvation, which is what the understanding of this word. So the Lord gave us that superhuman power, the will to understand, and also to do, to desire to do his work. So do it. Put forth your effort to do the Lord. Put some effort into it. And I believe that is what we're going to call it this video. Put some effort into it. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai. I want to give double honor to the apostles of great mercy and do well. Salutation to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is a beloved brother Marcus out here in Trinidad, saying shalom and stay strong. Shalom.